Hello, internet friends. My name is Bay. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail, the MSQ. There's going to be larger chunks. There will be bookmarks down below for each individual quest part. Other than that, I got nothing to say besides, let's do it. Let's enjoy the ride. Quest number 1 is a new world to explore. Ojika Sunjika has a message for you. Now the question is, do I do silly voices? For Ojika, the answer is yes. Welcome back, Bay. Yes, I had a word from Aaronville. Seems he's managed to secure passage to Tural aboard a guild ship vessel. Why don't you wait in the main hall while I go and inform your travel companions? It should only take a moment. Ooh, the new quest zinger. Let's do it. This is the map that Graha just slapped up there at the end of the last patch. Sticky notes. Really low quality, low res sticky notes. Although the high res faces now look fantastic. Anyway, no faffing. It's gonna be a long MSQ. Hide that mouse. Ojika gave us the good news. We've made ready to set sail at a moment's notice. The only one yet to arrive is Aaronvale himself. Man of the hour? I'm the lady of the hour. Ah, you're all here. It took some persuasion, but the Gleaner's Guild ship has granted us places aboard a vessel bound for Tural. There will be other passengers, researchers, and artisans and the like, so we'll need to share deck space. That's fine, Aaronvale. Doubt anyone expected we'd have a ship all to ourselves. Not yet. They're not casting off just yet, so if you have any lingering concerns, now is the time to voice them. Wouldn't call it a concern, but everyone's still clear on what it is that we'll be doing in Tural, yes? We're doing a bit of a, I don't know, I really wonder how much of a choice the player will have in who ascends the throne. I really wonder if it's going to be not real choices or real choices. That'd be really bold, but we'll find out in 40 or so hours from now, I guess. We've not forgotten. Look at the twins' faces. They have eyes that aren't just flat texture. It's crazy. And you can tell like the softness and like the little bit of hue change in their faces now too. That's so wild. Sorry, I'll stop gushing about the graphics update maybe like 10 hours in. The nation of Tuliyollal is in the midst of deciding its next ruler. As your chosen allies, we shall assist you during the rite of succession and support your bid to become Dawn's servant. In addition to that, Alphino and I have other objective. Oh, have another objective even. Oh. As part of its reconstruction, Garlemald seeks ways to reconcile and re-engage with its neighbors. Very true. By visiting Tural, we hope to learn more about how its myriad cultures interact with one another, how they find common ground, develop stronger ties, the sorts of insights that might help our friends in Isilbard. Ilzabard? Ilzabard. Gotta get used to saying all these names again. I haven't done anything in this game like this in 6 months. Gotta get all that old English stuff and the different pronunciations in. We'll pursue this goal in our own time. You can be assured that we'll give the contest all due attention. That's all I ask. Otherwise, you're welcome to do as you like. You wanted to find out about your grandfather, right, Kryl? Yes, as far as we could determine from the old missive I found, he had been tasked with investigating the Golden City by your father, the Dawn Servant. That's gotta be is that the mid MSQ turn? And oddly enough, we have no record of that investigation in our archives and nothing to explain the earring which accompanied the letter. The one she's actually wearing, it's right here. It's the three-leaf clover. Thus, for reasons both official and personal, I should very much like to get to the bottom of this mystery. I'm sure there'll be a chance to speak with Papa. You can get your answers right from the source. I look forward to meeting him. In any case, you're not the only one with an interest in the City of Gold. The Golden City is a children's bedtime story. I am part of this expedition only because the third promise has commanded that I serve as guide. The third promise? Is that Wuklamat? Is that like her title? The third promise has commanded that I serve as guide. I think it's Wuklamat then. I don't know if we've had all the naming of the promises yet. Still playing the part of the Stoic Servant, I see. Yep. What of you? Don't you dare tell me you've changed your mind. You kidding? I'm all new glammed up. I got my battle glam ready. I got different weapon glams ready. I'm good to go. Hoist sail and let the wind take us as she pleases. It won't make you Dawn Servant by standing here and talking about it. I go wherever adventure is to be found. You know what? Hit it with the 2. A little decisive. A little elbow in the ribs. Indeed. A man of action. Right then. If you're all still committed to the journey, then I say we make ready to depart. How did Carl get all those posters on the walls? They're all like feet and feet and feet in the air, and she's 2.5 feet tall. It's just Aaronville here? Yeah. Oh, that's so nice. I have the new setting on when you start talking to an NPC. Everything around you blips out of existence. I don't have the one turned off where it stops the crowd from forming, because I think the crowd is neat to see on launch day and launch week, basically, when the huge crowd of people are around the NPC. But when you're talking, then they... Eager as they are, the others have already left for the harbor. One in danger of missing the boarding call, but perhaps we should be on our way as well. Okie doke. Just gonna teleport me there? Uh-huh. Very good. Big boat?
Savoring the moment? I can feel your excitement, your eagerness to explore the unknown.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
When the Final Fantasy XIV voiceover kicks in.
Do not be so quick to relax. Oh, Tural may seem but a short sail away on a map. The vast seas between brim with peril. The treacherous waters of Shade's Triangle alone have claimed countless vessels. Even following the safe route plotted by Admiral Bufiswin herself, this will be no pleasure cruise.
Perhaps, but my voyage here was uneventful enough. Disappointingly so.
Either way, the two of you have first-hand experience, which will be of great comfort in the days ahead, I'm sure.
Aye, it's nothing new to us.
Arnold just didn't...
All aboard! We're Cast it off!
It's time. I trust you have everything you need?
That's a big boat.
And so does our ship cast off from the docks. We sail west, as Cattenram did some 80 years past, bound for the New World, known to her children as the continent of Tural.
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me! Woklamat!
Will it though? Maybe it won't. Oh! It's quite the voyage. A lot of sea. Just so short in comparison.
Smooth sailing so far?
Aye, so far so good. But this sea, she's a fickle one. Calm one moment, blowing a gale the next.
I'll take my rest while I can then.
We left port what seems an age ago now, and we've seen naught but open water ahead. I knew Tural was far, but it's another thing to really know. Speaking of which, some of our fellow passengers have made this trip before. Several times, in fact. I was able to learn a few things about Tuliyollal and the Rite of Succession. Since we still have a long way to go, why not have a chat with them yourself? I'm sure you have questions of your own. Did you look out across these same waters, Grandfather?
Alizé, I can feel my edge start to dull on these long sea voyages. How about some light sparring later? Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, that one's got green hair. Special character. Let's get all the other dialogue first. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. I heard Erinville was looking for passage to Tuliyollal, so I met Tuliyollal. I managed to squeeze his party aboard one of our chartered vessels. As fortune would have it, we have just scheduled an expedition to Tural. Looking for extra dialogue. Here we go. There's the other one. Alphino. I'm told this vessel has been equipped with a barrier generator to protect it from storms. A reassuring thought, though I nevertheless pray there will be no need for it. Yeah, it's one of the... These were employed with Leviathan way back in the day. Can I just go downstairs right now? We've spoken to our shipmates. Thrall is still a good distance away, and there might be a pleasant way to pass the time. I'm going, Kyle, I'm going. All right, Mr. Greenhair. Fontaine, I assume? Or Fontaine? This will be my first visit to Tural. Fontaine's the name. I was working at Thames Aesthetics in Ul'dah, you see. But my employment with them came to an end. That's why I visited Charlian in the hopes of starting over. I was attempting and failing to find a new job. I seized the chance to board this vessel when I overheard room for another passenger had suddenly opened up. I'm told the Dawn Servant welcomes all regardless of origin, and so Tuliyollal seemed like the perfect place to begin anew. Hopefully things will be better this time. A mysterious backstory. Retired mercenary. I see you in Eorzea before, you great and famous hero. Gah. I've had enough of playing the simpleton. There was a time when we took great pains to maintain the deception, but with more of you Eorzeans coming to Tural, it's become impractical. Maintain the deception of what? Besides, my mercenary days are over. Too many of our warband have fallen, and so we head home to lick our wounds. Burly adventurer. My story? Well, since you ask, I wanted to retrace the historic journey of the great Ketanram. You know, the first Eorzean to set foot on Tural almost 80 years ago. Mumulja leader is said to have welcomed Ketanram with open arms, sent him home with a bounty of silverware as a token of their friendship. But the real treasure was the crops he brought back. Potatoes, tomatoes, and corn, which spread across Eorzea like wildfire. This grand adventure led to a culinary revolution. So we got some vegetables, some root vegetables and such, and some fruit from Tuliyollal. The tales say Ketanram returned to Tural several times after that, but his ship vanished during his last recorded voyage, and he was never heard from again. That even a seasoned explorer like him could meet such an end, the testimony of the ocean's peril. All right. A self-assured trader. An adventurer, I presume. I'm a merchant myself, based in Ul'dah. Specialty imports and exports, Eorzean and Turali both. This is your first crossing the salt, as they say. Do remember that the social mores of Eorzea are not necessarily the same as those over yonder. Consider this, it is not uncommon for the various races to be referred to instead by the names of certain clans. For the Makoti, the Hetzaro, the Hrothgar, or the Zbral. Clan names. Not because every member of a given clan is of the same race, mind, but because many individuals of said race are associated with that clan. A fair assumption in certain cases, but take care not to give offense. Okay. If that comes into play ever. Want to make a wager, says the swarthy sailor. We're taking bets on who'll be set next in the Dawn Servant's shiny chair. There are 4 claimants in the right of succession, your young Wulklamat being one of them, of course. But from what the Mamulja bloke was telling us, the other 3 are all strong contenders. Not too many keen to risk their coin on the third promise. Oh, is the third promise The seat itself? Maybe it's the seat itself, not the individual claimants to the throne specifically. Can we go downstairs? Oh, this goes back to Old Trillian if you messed up. That goes downstairs. Okay. Oh, that was a downstairs of the boat. There was not. Did you learn anything of interest? Indeed. Oh, I hadn't heard about the clan names. We should have Wuklamot and Aaronville teach us the ones that we should know. Actually, it's getting a little chilly up here on deck. Let's all gather in the cabin. Oh, speaking of going under, below deck. Oh, little storm?
We're in for a proper storm, it seems.
How's your stomach? Any better?
I don't know what you mean. I don't get seasick. I'm just feeling a little nauseous is all.
Isn't that what seasickness is?
Aaronville, you were born in Tural, yes? Do many Vieira live there?
The Shatona, as my people are called, have settlements mainly in the north, in Shaktural.
Okay.
And your family?
I know nothing of my father, not even his name. As for my mother...
We're in the teeth of it now, lads! Reef that sail before the mast snaps!
Oh dear.
Only elders at watch! This wind's too strong to take in yourself! Man falling off the mast! We need help! Get him below decks first! Quickly! Before he's washed overboard!
Okay.
Come, we should lend what aid we can.
Oof.
I have not seen the ocean rage with such fury before or since. The heaving waves tossed our ship about like a toy, sending sailors tumbling. The dauntless Alizé, quick to the rescue, was almost lost to the sea herself. Meanwhile, our champion rushed to deploy the vessel's magical defenses, and thereby shield us from the lightning. What an extraordinary life he must lead to be able to operate such a device with practiced ease. Wuklamot, too, threw herself into the rescue efforts, though one might have mistaken her for another soul in distress. By the time the unruly seas had calmed, our strength was all but spent, and we had yet to even glimpse the shores of Tural. In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
Mm-hmm. It's a cool shot. Taking a nap in the cabin on the hardwood floor.
Morning. Joining us for some fresh air?
Yeah.
Seems my belly has settled along with the weather, but I'll feel much better once we're on solid ground. Can't be much farther now, can it?
Seabirds. Land must be near. You need only hold out a while longer.
For a dark moment, I thought the ocean might swallow us. Glad to have my pessimism proven wrong.
In other good news, I examined the sailor who took a fall, and he's faring well. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery.
Good news indeed. If all's well, then we needn't delay in launching the landing boat. Ships have to lower anchors some way from shore. Too close, and they risk having their underbellies ripped open by the reefs that crowd Tuliyollal's coasts. Come.
Those are blue-footed boobies. The seabirds.
Thanks for bringing us all this way.
Ha! We only did what we were paid to do. Couldn't hardly set you adrift halfway.
Bleh.
If anything, it should be us thanking you for helping us through that beast of a storm.
That voice.
As a matter of fact, everyone's starting to fancy your chances in the contest. At this rate, we won't be able to lay wagers no more.
Then I better not let you down. Easy, stomach. Easy.
We're the last to board. If there's nothing left to say, then let's shove off, shall we?
So many nodders happening. Hey, it's the opening cutscene pan away, but in-game. Yeah.
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
It's literally the opening cinematic, but just in
There,
gamified.
look, my
It's cool.
friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. To my home, Tural.
Hey, Wookelbot's got a pompadour too. Yay. Title card. Oh, bring in the jazz, baby. Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Gods, I've seen cities with an impressive mix of cultures, but this is something else.
Is that a... No. I've never seen Vanu feathers in that color before.
You'll find much here you never knew existed. There may be a sea route now, but visitors to Tuliyollal are still few and far between. And as we don't build seafaring ships, only a handful of Turali ever venture abroad.
Interesting.
Mamulja sellswords mostly. Those willing to play the fool sail with Lominsan merchants to secure employment in Eorzea.
I suppose that makes us a rare sight in your country.
Rare and currently undocumented. Were there some forms we should fill out or...
Forms? Did you forget who you're traveling with?
Well, she already has her paintbrush on her back now.
You are outsiders? Visitors to Tural?
That guy's armor goes real hard. What the... Oh my god. Wow.
We are.
Our nation is soon to hold a right of succession to choose its next dawn servant. We will not abide interference from foreign agents seeking to foment trouble. What brings you to Tuliyollal?
I can answer that. These fine people are allies in my succession bid.
Third promise. If you vouch for them, then all is well. Of course.
Please, accept our apologies.
No need to bow and scrape. That our soldiers are so diligent in their duties fills me with pride.
We'll be continuing our patrol then.
Well, well. You really are a figure of authority here.
Are you suggesting I don't look the part? Anyway, First things first. I bid you welcome to Tuliyollal.
Very awesome. City is quite big. Oh God! The people clump. I wonder what kind of trouble those soldiers are expecting. What an amazing city. As lively as Ul'dah, even more colorful. According to Aaronville, the Vanu I thought I saw belongs to a clan known as the Hanu Hanu, since they share more than a physical resemblance. Ah, it's so nice to feel that familiar breeze again. I wasn't sure my stomach would make it. Hey, but who am I talking to? Oh, Aaronville. Oh, that's weird when the crowd clutters. You can actually do a thing where you turn off the crowds, but I still feel like seeing the blob is really cool. I like seeing the blob, but then once you... There you go. That's so good. I love that. Well, despite the storm's efforts to the contrary, here we are. Safe and sound. New world to explore. You've arrived in Tuliyollal. You can return to the city at any time by speaking with the swarthy sailor in Scholar's Harbor in Old Charlian. Until we get Aetherites, I'm assuming. And then we just teleport everywhere, but yeah. Very awesome. Then Aaronville has a little more dialogue. I would ask if the journey tired you, but I'm sure you endured far worse. Make sure you toggle the event chat on so you only get NPC dialogue, not players. Yep. It hadn't loaded until now when we're in the new city, so there you go. Alright, real quick. Next quest, the nation of Tuliyollal. That's not how you spell it, is it? I put one extra A in there. Tuliyollal. Excellent. We get a chromite weapon coffer. While being on solid ground has improved Wooklamat's mood, her stomach appears to be lagging behind. Yep. Want to get some food? Will it not be Charlian? Right then. First things first. Still a bit queasy. No more boats for a while. I realize we just arrived, but we should get you familiar with the city before the Rite of Secession begins. Arguments here. I should very much like to explore. And I'll guide you. Are you sure you're in any condition to do so? Aha! We're wondering who these strange folk were, so the Third Promise has found herself some new followers then. Followers? Wooklamat, are you unwell? Kinda. Not at all. Could be better. The Third Promise does not get seasick. No, sir. As for my hand-picked entourage here, I've recruited them to help me win the Rite of Secession. I was about to show them around the city, in fact. That sounds lovely. The group of foreigners is going to attract attention, especially if they're all in the company of the Third Promise. Everyone will be curious. We certainly were. So many thinking emojis going on as the story unravels. Your siblings have a tendency to command a respectful distance, but you're just so easy to approach. And I enjoy it so much when you do. Please don't ever worry that you're a bother to me. You're very kind. Good day to you, Third Promise. Yeah, so it's the... I forgot. We talked about that barely in the previous MSQ patch. They all have a different titling. Hers is the Third Promise. That probably just means maybe the order in which the king adopted them. I did have a point. Bookmarks is technically royalty here, like it or not. A person of her station surrounded by this many outsiders is bound to draw a crowd. Wait, what do you mean technically? Suggest we move in 2 groups as to attract less attention. Just technically ignoring me then? Ah. I don't know about technically at all. He just did. Okay, you and Kyle can come with me. I'll take the twins then. We'll get in touch once we had a good look around. The voyage was hard on all of us, so take it slow and recuperate. We have time enough for that. I wonder if we're going to get like an actual time frame. There's a lot of the fact that the entire first chunk of the game, the Hydaelyn Zodiac Saga, Hydaelyn Zodiac Saga, is roughly a year. So how long did this voyage actually take? A few days? A few weeks? Because the passage of time in 14 is kind of hard to determine, as there are a lot of old set dates, but for our player continuity, it's less stamped out on how things work timeline wise. Enjoy your wanderings. Look at Cross face. Perhaps we should wait a bit, at least until Bookmarks' nausea subsides. No need for that. Look, I'm ready to go. Ugh. Kryl hit you with the hand on hip right there, Bookmarks. You don't. Tuliyollal isn't going anywhere. Let's give Bookmarks a little more time. I'm fine now, really. Can't stand around all day feeling sorry for myself, but with the contest looming and all. Now then, seeing as we're already here, I might as well tell you about the harbor. Ironvale already mentioned the reefs in our coastal waters, which explains why we don't see any big ships moored at the docks. Only vessels with shallow drafts can navigate the bay. The draft is the underside of a ship. Right? Yes. Mostly small fishing boats or barges ferrying cargo up and down the rivers from inland settlements. Much of the incoming traffic is from Yoktoral, the southern landmass. Is that the huge bridge we see in the trailer? The clans there produce various goods of export. Their wares are unloaded here and carted off to the merchant stalls in the neighboring markets. Speaking of which, Bayside Bevy. That's me? Not really. Should be our next stop. Bookmarks and Kryl are now accompanying you. Yep. Where are they doing this tutorial thing again? Just new players again. So it's start of a new expansion, so. Yeah! Look at these dorks. Hit him with the wait for it. They must have a friend. What's starting? There's a Reaper nearby. What's the actual map look like? Good grief. It's like, yeah. Unless there's some extra verticality. Don't get me started on verticality right now. Right before this, I had that week to play the Elden Ring DLC, and we're maybe halfway done. I was playing every day for hours, and there's still so much left to do. I got a NPC center here. Looks like Just this huge chunk right here is all NPCs and things. Other ones probably won't. There's another summoning bell over there, so another little... Oh, well, that's the Wachu Meki Meki. That is the builders, the crafters and gatherer guilds. Wachu Meki Meki. And we gotta go attune at the plaza. This is Bayside Bevy, Tuliyollal's largest marketplace. Being right on the harbor, everything is fresh fish to imported wares go directly to the shelves. Anything you want, they most likely have. Alright, I should mention that here in Tuliyollal, we buy things with Pel, a currency that the Pelu Pelu created. A lot of almost Lalafelin style naming conventions, a lot of like the same word twice. Like the Wachu Meki Meki, apparently now the Pelu Pelu. Interesting. Don't worry. More and more trade is coming in from Eorzea, so shops are happy to accept your guild. There's also the Wachu Meki Meki, another market to the east of here, but that can wait for another time. I have other places I want to show you first. And because we're doing the MSQ right now, you're not doing crafties and gatherings. Next, we'll head back a bit, then northwards up the stairs to a certain plaza. I can't wait to see the look on your faces. It is reassuring to know we can use our gil for shopping here. As long as you remember it was invented by the Pelu Pelu, you'll never forget what our currency is called. Sure? I don't know who the Pelu Pelu is or are yet, so... Are there any extra talking points, or... I know they made some changes to these quests where you don't just run around. The Dawn Hunt Vendor, Hunt Board. This guy probably gives the Hunt Quest. To start doing hunts. He's definitely quite foggy. Just a big old market board, just smack dab right there with plenty of room to stand around it. Let's loop around this way and see. Doom, 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 doom. Do some attuning. The second floor of a cafe of some description. Oh my. The jazz gets even smoother. This is a cool little beach section too. Must be coming here to get some food in a bit. Getting distracted. Gemstone trader, retainer vouchers, regular suppliers. Materia. What do you think of that, eh? Yeah, the aetherite crystal is huge. It does mean you have aetherites in Tuliyollal. I think I told you before, but my brother, Boana, spent 3 years studying in Charlian. He fell in love with the nation and its ways and brought back to us the knowledge of aetherite construction. Papa warmed to the idea at once. Warmed to the idea at once. Had one built immediately. Did you do a tuning thing? If you're ready to continue, we'll head down again and then up the slope to the side. Right at the top is the gate, which leads to Jacques Tarral. Take a stop at Bright Plume Post on the way, though. That's the headquarters for the Lands Guard. Make sure you tune to the Aetheryte. I don't fully understand how it works, but I do know you'll regret it if you forget. Yeah. Thank goodness for Aetherites. Though I don't share Wuklamot's dislike of ships, I'm not especially eager to make that voyage again. Skywatcher for fishers. Big, chunky crystal. Let's get that attuned. Nice. There was a couple others. 3, 4, 5 others around town, though. Yeah, 5 others. Oh, there are some extra talking points. Okay. That one popped up on the map. Or is that the actual regular one? Oh, okay. Now it's all regular ones now. When they first introduced this walking with NPC system, you would have optional discussion as well. I think they just moved it all together to like this. Oops. And you could discuss elevation. Trudging up and down all these slopes and stairs is exhausting. I understand now where Wuklamot gets her endless endurance. That is quite the slope. But it's big, wide for carts. They do say they do a lot of just inland trade routes between. We have a lot of narrow, winding streets that crawl up the sides of the mountain. As you can see, though, the builders made sure the city's main thoroughfares are wide enough to accommodate wagons. Still a weird juxtaposition of technologies, though, whenever... Just because we have spaceships, but then also we've got some wagons. You know, just some hippo-drawn buggies, but also spaceship. Actually is quite a large mass of building there, which you can just go up to. It's right here, I guess. I don't know if many other places in the game have such a huge... Like, Mordona has the big castle. But areas of the game that have just huge set pieces that you can actually interact with. There's a lot of huge set pieces in the game that aren't interactable. They're just set dressing. Here we are. Bright Plume Post. The soldiers stationed here are responsible for defending Tuliyollal and preserving the peace. Lands Guard are led by our nation's strongest warrior, and so naturally Papa has commanded them since the beginning. At least until 3 years ago, when Zoralja took over as commander. The title is no empty honor. It means the first promise is considered equal to the Dawn Servant in martial strength. Meanwhile, I haven't even managed to... Well, I'll discuss my brothers and their accomplishments later. Alphino and Alize should be around to hear it too. Come on, it's time I showed you the Sky Gate. It's right at the northern end of the Talon March. Alrighty. The same dialogue. It's always checking. Ah, Zoralja. That's clearly a Momolja name. An interesting family. Yeah. Wuklamot's siblings are diverse. Big door is big. Massive, isn't it? On the other side is an equally massive bridge to match. Hmm? Both were constructed by a race of giants, the Yokhui. Oh no. I'll just leave it as that. Currently there's quite the meme going on to date this video for the future that sounds awkwardly similar to the name of the giants. Strictly speaking, Tural is actually two separate continents. Yoktural, the southern lands of the mother, and Jaktural, the northern lands of the father, which lie beyond the bridge. Legends say it used to be one great landmass, but long, long ago, the two gods fought a titanic battle, and one threw the other to the ground. When one threw the other to the ground, the impact was so devastating as it to split the continent in twain. Like Robin's arrow? Sorry. A familiar sounding tale. Put in mind of the conflict between Heideland and Zodiark, says Kryl. Moving back to Jaktural, those lands are also part of the Tuliyollal nation, correct? That's right. Isn't my father incredible? He netted the peoples of two continents into a single nation. The many clans of Tural have been at war for generations. It was only when Papa traveled the lands and put a stop to their myriad conflicts that we finally had peace. And that's the main reason I want to win the throne, so I can preserve the peace he built. Well, what do your siblings want? But I see you're more interested in what's behind the gate than hearing about my aspirations. Crossing the bridge to Jaktural requires a special travel pass. Unfortunately, they won't issue any new permits until the rite of session is over. I promised to get you one when I'm Dawn Servant, but until then, you'll just have to wait. Oh, I'll hold you to that. But I'll make sure you win, mark my words. I wish we could go there now. I'll hold you to that. Never broken my word. Once the throne is mine, that travel permit is yours. Okie dokie, Wilklamont. Big door is big. But the Mamulja are a rather large race, and if the giants, if you've seen in the trailer before, they're obviously way larger indeed. But yeah, big bridge. Large bridge leaves. It's not going to show us anything though, of course. That's the other continent chunk over here. Because we're here. Yep, we got Ukapacha, Kunzumai Uka, Yaktel. And then yeah, Zaktural, Yaktural. The two chunks. Tired from all this walking, take a moment to rest and we'll continue the tour. We must have covered half the city by now. Tuliyollal, I'm gonna have to get used to saying that word a lot, aren't I? Is unlike any place I've visited. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. The nation of Tuliyollal. Creation stories are often rooted in true events. Given the similarities, could it be that Tural's legend was inspired by Heideland's clash with Zodiark? Maybe? Although the quite a bit different, vast interpretation, considering one was about sundering one planet into 14 different worlds versus just moving a continent north and south of each other. But it's a little different there, just a little different. Good grief. All right. Quest 3. A City of Stairs. Wilklamont is ready to commence the second half of your Tuliyollal tour. We'll head west next towards the Arch of the Dawn. The dirigible landing is on the way. You have dirigibles too? Tuliyollal certainly doesn't want for methods of travel. Yeah, again. They have wagons pulled by hippos and stuff, and boats, and teleporting crystals and spaceships, but still just have, you know, blimps and balloons and stuff. Airships. Very Final Fantasy. It's always that melding of high tech and low tech. We get by. Now, if you've seen enough of this area, let me know and we'll continue on. Ready to go? The Arch of the Dawn is on the other side of the city, so speak up if you see something that interests you as we walk. There'll be a few more talking points along the way. Gotta get that day one free company action to get that extra sprint duration. And then woo! Wonder how many different jazz tracks are in this area, like how many different versions. Hello. Hope you aren't too tired. Tuliyollal still has plenty of sights to see. I'm still struggling to conceive how one could construct an entire city on the side of a mountain. This was originally the site of the Yokhoi Temple. The giants built it when they were first making the bridge to Jacques Tarral to appease the god who slumbers in the great ocean trench. Dungeon boss? After the Yokhoi withdrew, the temple stood empty for centuries. So when Papa was establishing his new nation, he saw a structure he could refurbish into a palace, sitting practically in the center of Tarral. It's very foggy right now. He gathered artisans to do the work, and the houses they built for themselves became the foundation of the city you see today. Speaking of houses, we'll be passing through the Resplendent Quarter, the biggest residential district in Tuliyollal. We climb these set of stairs here all the way to the top. Oh boy. I wasn't kidding. Baby Mamolja. Baby lizard people. Oh. Little talk and walk. Papa's palace is called Volak Shunsa, which roughly translates to invincible resilience. Pretty good castle name. You probably want to take a closer look, but we'll be coming back here later. Let's move on for now. Whoops. Oh, this was a place of worship. The Yokhoi seemed a fascinating people, but I have not seen any in the city. I wonder when we'll have a chance to meet them. That's true. The sheer scale of this place is incredible. I wonder what that carving at the top represents. Oh, these two big bird heads or whatever. Well, they're just Mamolja heads or something. It's so foggy. It is a little hard to see. I'm sure there is lore and plenty of stories oozing out of every little section, especially considering how many side quests there will be. I have wondered how I wanted to do side quests expansion. I've been trying to work on cleaning the map of all side quests in the game. I have put in tens of hours and I'm still only at the end of Heaven's Ward. There's just so many side quests. There's just hundreds of them. And even though I'm just like mostly skipping through the dialogue and only speed reading and not just like internally soaking them all in, there's so many. There's so many. So I'm actually not even in Stormblood yet. The stairs leading to the peak can be pretty steep. Careful you don't fall. I've been one step away from death more than a few times. So, this is the Resplendent Quarter. What manner of people live here? Well, we have residents from all the Yogg-Toroth clans. Mamulja, the Brijal. It's a weird way to. It's a weird consonant. It's like Bjural. Jbral. Pelu Pelu, Moblin, Hanu Hanu. We also have the Tonowata, the Hetsaro, and the Shitona, who moved south from the ancestral lands in Yogg-Toroth. In essence, it's a gathering of people from every corner of Tyrol. A true representation of Tuliyollal's diverse character. The adornments on each building contribute to the eclectic culture aesthetic. It's also beautiful. Why do you think so? Come, continue down the stairs. There's a lot. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of just naming conventions and things to learn. You might hear the Hyur in Tyrol referred to as the Tonawata. Those are the humans, the Hyur. The Tonawata. I'm just gonna call them the Wawas. One of our major clans. As for Arenville, he belongs to the Viera clan known as the Shitona. Yeah. One, and you'd only look to the children playing for a sense of how peaceful things must be here. Yeah, but what happened when the final days were upon us? Are we going to learn about that, or are we just not going to learn about that? Did it not affect these nations? I imagine it affected the entire star, no? I've never seen such an enormous drum. Oh, right here. I thought that was a gong of some sort. What would one ever use to beat such an instrument? The big drum there is called the Dawn Herald. They play it for formal occasions, like when honoring the land's guards return from a dangerous duty. Oh. I tried hitting it with my axe once and ripped the skin. Earned me a proper scolding, let me tell you. I think that was the time Papa held me upside down by the ankle. Oh. Okay. It's quite the drum. Oh, we can get... Welcome. If it's an alpaca you need, then look no further. Before you get saddled up, I'll need to add your name to our register. I'll make things smoother the next time you need a ride. That's the alpaca. You ride alpacas here instead of riding chocobos. For, like, flight points, as it were. If you want to do that. That's mostly for RP purposes. People that don't like just 8th riding around. Here are our dirigibles. Not bad, eh? It's hard to see because it's so freaking foggy and rainy. Oh man, yeah, these big balloons right here. Here, other nations use airships to sail the skies, but you'll only find balloons in Tuliyollal. We have them for the exact same reason as the Aetherites. Koana brought back the plans from Charlian, and Papa thought them fantastic and commissioned their construction. This was about 3 years ago. Since that time, we've added flights. Oh, we've added flights to other settlements. Trade with frontier communities has never been easier. That's enough about dirigibles. The Arch of the Dawn awaits. Thinking about individuals reminds me of the Ixtal and their flying vessels. Whereas their designs use several bladders, it seems the Turali craft rely on one large envelope to lift them into the air. It's like a hot air balloon, yeah. Balloons are all well and good, but flying through the air is not for me. It's not, I'm afraid, of course, it just seems unnatural. Huh. Is there a... yeah. Big wings. Very interesting. Whoop. Right now we're heading down past the alpaca stables. I like those lanterns. Just the lighting upgrades with all the new graphics too is pretty wild. Like all the specular lighting and the fall off of it. It's very nice. Very, very pretty. Like seeing lights in the distance through weather patterns and stuff. Not really sure that was very obtainable before. All right. The Arch of Dawn. Zit. Arch of the Dawn. When the Giants were still here, it was known as the Yoctoral Land Gate. When Papa founded Tuliyollal, everyone began using its present name in honor of his great achievement. So this gate is Kozamauka. Through this gate is Kozamauka, the wetland south of the city. Depending on what the Rite of Secession asks of us, we might end up going in that direction. Kozamauka. The name alone is intriguing. Speaking of which, what are those fluffy animals we passed earlier? Has Kryle never seen an alpaca? Uh-huh. Those are alpaca. Fearsome, four-legged fiends. What? Fearsome? They seem quite placid to me. You'll learn soon enough, Kryle. You'll learn soon enough. Don't forget the alpacas. I have something far more important to show you. Come along. Dun 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 dun. Oh, oh. Going up to the drum? Nope. I'm gonna go up to the drum. The Dawn Herald. Oh god, it's up another whole level. A big drum. A clean drum for a clean sound. Are you cleaning the skin? That's got to be in a cutscene at some point. No way it's not going to be. You know what? That's a good point. It is freaking raining out. Hold on. Get out of here. It is raining out. Are these pillars what Wuklamot wanted to show us? Oh, are these about... Oh. A history, maybe? Hmm. Very neat. If you wish to learn the history of Tuliyollal, then look no further. These stone pillars, you mean? A City of Stairs. Now I guess we're getting a history lesson. This spot's captured Kryle's attention. Yeah? So we're going... I didn't know if they were just like the past kings, but there's only technically been the one. The nation's not that old specifically, so... Alright, what do we have next? Quest number 4. A saga in stone. We are learning very quickly. There's lots to set up. This is a brand new everything area. We also get another chromite chest. A chromite coffer. This one's a chest piece, though. So, a saga in stone. Kryle regards the stone pillars curiously. What is special about these pillars, if I may ask? At a glance, they might look like ordinary stone decorations, but if you take a really good look, you'll see there's something much more interesting. I suppose we ought to do what Wuklamot suggests. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Nope. This will be just a cutscene about all this stuff. Give me the lore. Lore me up. Oop, empty one. Probably a relief needs to be filled in for the current Rite of Secession, maybe? Pictures? What? No, these are glyphs. They seem to tell a series of stories, many of them featuring a two-headed Mamulja. Oh, then this must be... That's right. It follows the exploits of my father, Gululjaja, and his journey to unite our lands. We call it the Tuliyollal Saga. The deeds he performed and the bonds he forged, all immortalized in stone. There's no better way to learn how Tuliyollal came to be. Study them as long as you like. I didn't necessarily know if they had a library around. Oh. Okay. It's a different way to do this. Brotherhood reads Pots Repast. Give me the pots. This is kind of neat. This is a new way to do this. Well, let's see. This one's the Lay of Pots, which depicts the moblins of Kozamuka. Might wear odd masks and sound weirdly muffled when they talk. The gold and silverwork they sell is the best you'll find anywhere. Moblin goods are the standard when it comes to gift giving. Clearly, Vanu aren't the only people with distant Turali counterparts. Yeah. Lay of Repast. This one recounts the Lay of Repast. As you can probably tell, the figure depicted here is of the Jbrala, like me. Fem Hrothgar. Zbrala. I don't even know how to pronounce that. It'd be Jbral. Jbral? Jbral. I guess. Jbral. Am I going to remember that in 10 minutes? Absolutely not. For decades, the Jbral and the Mamulja were at war for the control of the forest of Yaktel. The actions Papa took to end that conflict have since been hailed as the first steps in the founding of Tuliyollal. There is a clan of Hrothgar and Basha known as the Hellions, or the Hellions. In their society, the women rule as queen and the men serve as devoted subjects. Yet here in Tural, Jbral men and women appear to be of equal status. How dramatically culture can vary with location. Different squirrels, baby. Different squirrels. Okay, Lay of Reeds. Here we have the Lay of Reed. This is the story of when Papa visited the Hanu in the village of Kozamahuka. And the people Alphino almost mistook for Vanu, if not for the colorful plumage. He spent a fair bit of time among the Vanu in the Sea of Clouds. It was no surprise he took an interest in your countrymen. I don't know how it is with your Vanu. I was doing some of the Vanu allied quests. Trying to do them. It's just so many quests. Anyway, but our Hanu are a bright and cheerful sort. They hold this one festival every year. Very famous and a lot of fun. Simple enough. Brotherhood. This pillar tells the lay of the Brotherhood. It depicts a scene where Papa granted an audience to the foreigner explorer Ket something. Ah, Ketaram. How you learned about earlier on the boat, remember? This will be on the book report. You can never remember the name. You mean, yeah, Ketanram. Oh, that's the one. Ketanram's arrival in Tyrol is what prompted Papa to embark on his own journey. They said the two grew to be close friends, brothers in spirit, if not in blood, but no one knows what became of the explorer in later years. Oh, I'm sure we'll find out. Ketanram's disappearance is a mystery in Eorzea as well. The records say he traveled between our lands and yours for a while, but then it's assumed he was lost at sea. Go with the first half, we can move on to the second. Oh, I guess talking to Book Lamont would move us on. Okay. There's another chunk of pillars. Lay of Proof. The Lay of Proof that big fellow is one of the Yahweh, the largest of Tyrol's peoples. They're quite big, if they're as large as we see them in the trailer. Obviously, they are a few heads above anything else. These giants once used their giant size and strength to establish a dominion encompassing all of Yok Tyrol. Having brought these southern reaches to heel, they then turned northwards, setting their sights on Jacques Tyrol. You recall that massive bridge they built beyond the Skygate. Indeed. Sometime after launching their northern campaign, however, they just gave up. They abandoned the lands they conquered and withdrew into the mountains of Yorkopacha. I've never seen any of their kind so much as set foot in the city. This was a people with the power and resourcefulness to raise a temple on the mountaintop and build a bridge across the sea with stone. What could move them to renounce their ambition and their place in Tyroli history? I'm sure we'll find out. I'm sure it would have to be a giant enemy bird of some description, maybe. Lay of Gold. This pillar shows one of the Pelu, whose homeland is in Yorkopacha. Having created our currency, the Pelu are rightfully known as the Merchant Clan. They oversee Tuliyollal's markets, and their traveling peddlers are a common sight no matter where you go in Tyrol. Well, if their size fool you, they might be mistaken as children, but beneath those beaked masks, they are clever and calculating traders. So they're just like a smaller humanoid-ish race that they all wear those masks. So they're almost like dwarves because they're taller than Lalas but shorter than humans. They're not short, stout, and stumpy, though. Oh, this is one of my favorite. The Lay of Ice. It depicts the battle with the legendary Tyrol Vidral. Yeah. Valigarmanda. The legendary Tyrol Vidral. What does Vidral mean? Enemy, I guess? Adversary or something, maybe? But yeah. Valigarmanda. From a previous Final Fantasy game. It's the big bird. I should explain. A Tyrol Vidral is a creature that has lived far beyond its usual lifespan and awakened to preternatural power. Oh. I just waited a moment and she tells me. Tataru described the Far Eastern auspices in a similar fashion. Could this be the same phenomenon? Velagarmonda itself was dubbed the Sky Ruin, a name earned for the destruction and terror visited upon Tural every time it stirred from its slumber. It's got big Smaug energy right now. But 80 years or so ago, its ruinous reign was brought to an end. After a great struggle, Papa and his comrades managed to overcome the raging Vidral and sealed it away in the Yurkapacha Mountains. Until we do a dungeon and let it out and then do it in a trial. Because we're playing Final Fantasy XIV. So, interesting. So, 80 years ago, that's our longest dating back we have so far. 80 years ago. All right, trying to just put things on a timeline. Despite its reputation, however, Velagarmonda is also a symbol of power. That's why you'll see its likeness on Tuliyollal's national emblem and adorn the banners at the palace. It is large bird. Blank pillar. Oh, this one is unmarked. Papa says he left a blank pillar for the next chapter of Tuliyollal's history. Whatever that might be. Figured as much. Get your fill of history, then. Yes, thank you. That was a lot. Brain's gonna blow up from the inside out. Which... Glad to hear it. You know, I feel awfully hungry all of a sudden. No surprises there, seeing I couldn't keep anything down for a while, but now I think I'm ready to eat again. Yes! Let's go and have ourselves a bite at the local... bite of a local delicacy. It's gonna be like some octopus squid thing, isn't it? Come, I'll take you to the best restaurant in the city. It's not gonna be burgers and pizza like it was in Charlie, and I don't think. I like the sound of that. Yes. Eat time. Nom 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 nom. And look at the horizon, the fade, the load, oh man. Texture update, the graphical fidelity is so nice. Back to smooth jazz. I got that 8th right already. Oh, I got all but this one. Didn't get this 8th right. The Forearb Cabins. Always check if you go to your teleportation. Tural. There's that one, and then if you go to... Was it not unlocked to actually blink around yet? To be at the 8th right. Until you have all of them, I guess. Weird how the big one says unattuned. The little ones don't. Is that all of them? Oh, I didn't go get this one all the way up at the Waku Meki Meki, actually. And I guess we had... No, we went up there, didn't we? We went here, not all the way up. Dang it. This city's kind of large. Large, and then also goes up a damn mountain. And music change. A lovely establishment. I'm reminded of the Bismarck in Limsalo Mensa. Have you ever had tacos? Oh, they're a Tuliyollal classic. You bake a crunchy shell made from corn flour and fill it with meat and salad. Abso-freaking-lutely. A lot of shops and stalls sell them. But I like how they're made here at the... Zhabalyav Tie? Zhabalyav Tay. Zhabalyav Tie? I don't have any idea. How is that pronounced? I'm gonna call you Seaside Restaurant. Also, the storm is gone. Holy, look at that view. Look at this view, though. You're looking at that view, right? I see you. Look at this freaking view. Wowza. And I need one right in front of me right now. Let's head downstairs and place an order with old Brook-Ivu. Brook-Ivu? Brook-Ivu? A lot of hyphenated, hard consonant names in this place. Holy shoot, look at this. Super cool. Really have sushi, fruit, skewers. Hey, meat on sticks, man. Wherever you go, try to find meat on sticks in different countries. Every different country does different meat on sticks. That's what's up. Stick meat, meat on sticks. Every dish looks delicious. At the risk of sounding like Wuklamat, the mere sight of so much fine cuisine is making me ravenous. Oh, yeah. This is Brook-Ivu, the owner. Wait a minute. Don't let his unassuming appearance fool you. When it comes to making tacos, he is the greatest artisan in all of Tural. Wait a minute, is there actually... Almost. That side's blocked off. This side's also blocked off. How does he get out? There are like the flip-up boards here, but where would you slide out? He's locked in. Hello, Brook. Brook? Ooh, they've got...
Brook-Ivu!
Brook-Ivu. I was close. Also, all of a sudden voiced when food's involved. I'll take it. Because the last three haven't been, but all of a sudden we're voiced when there's food. I see what's going on here, Wuklamat. I see what's going on here. Anyway, continue.
My companions must sample your heavenly tacos. One for each of us, please.
Right away, promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
Did you hear the Silver Scares are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster. More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
Aye. And now keen to rebuild their broken reputations, the survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
The legend of the Golden City is well known here, I take it.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale. Like our skeptical Erinville.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
Flashback? Or just time passage? Time passage. Because we've heard about the City of Gold at the end of Endwalker proper.
Find a spot with a pleasant view to enjoy our crunchy spoils.
Just got a whole bag. How big are these tacos? Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Is that one of her brothers?
If it isn't the third promise.
Oh. No.
I don't know these ones. New salt.
Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother.
So a cool thing, just to interrupt, each of the two-headed Mamulja have two different voice actors, one for each head. It's actually pretty neat. So they had to add that many extra voiceovers just for these. There's two characters that have two heads, the king and then this brother, which is neat. That's a cool little thing. You'd think like you just hire one voiceover and they would just change their voice. Nope. Two different voice artists.
Of course, that's it.
Wuklamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
Was there something you wanted, Bakul Jaja?
The third promise remembers us! Such an honor. Glory on your name, brother. And on yours, brother.
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family.
Oh.
Unlike the sneevling house cat, we are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Golul Jaja as Dawn Servant.
All peoples are equal in Tuliyollal. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
None of this has any bearing on the right of succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
The kitten comes to the house cat's defense.
Ugh. The Mystic Head is really creepy.
Pathetic. Since when was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
Listen to me, you.
A two-headed Mamulja. I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Well.
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft. Those are likely the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakul Jaja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of three clans. The Hubigo,
Big Taco!
the Bunewa, and the Dopro. Every once in a great while, a two-headed offspring is born from a union between the brown-scaled Hubiko and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Blessed siblings indeed.
Forget them. Let's go and buy more tacos. I can think of nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
Fair. Ooh, earring?
Enjoying your tour of the city, I trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest. As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the rite of succession. Shall we meet you there?
The palace it is. I'll let Wooklamart know. Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
So it goes.
Or just eat tacos, then go. But, you know. Brooke Evu's lovingly made tacos went to waste. It's all that brutish Bakul Jaja's fault. I was looking forward to trying some authentic Tuliyollal cuisine, but we should hurry and join Alphino and the others at the palace. Alright, it's a bit of a climb to the top. You can head up from the Resplendent Quarter, or even the eastern side of Talon March if you prefer. Now, if you have any idea of how the city's laid out, now that you have an idea of how the city's laid out, I'll let you find your own way to Volak Shunsha. My poor empty belly. Yeah, but what if I go get this last Aetherite? Because then when we go up there, I'll get the other last Aetherite. And then I can just port around. I think. So we're going out to the docks. Nope. I want some tacos now. Have to go for some tacos. The High Tide Harbor. Yeah, so it's these folks here. I think. Yeah. Nope. That's a regular Hayur. I wonder what makes them distinct and different. So they're from here, I guess. So we should be able to bounce around. We just don't have... We're at Wachumeki Meki. We don't have the top one yet. Oh. The new White Mage dash. Ethereal shift. Ethereal shift is going to take some getting used to. So you can't adjust the distance. You always go a set direction straight forward. I wonder if I can do it backwards, considering I use the classic controls. I don't have to turn my camera. Maybe? Damn. Large. Oh! Additive load bubble. The armor of the... Was it the Lands Guard? There we go. Now we have all of them. This armor goes so hard. My God. With the feathers and the cloth wrapping, but also like the hard plate armor. Yeah, it's crazy. Whoa! Hey, is this the room from the cutscene? Maybe? Although my duel based on that cutscene isn't going to look as neat. So I'm doing it on White Mage. Oh, big crowd up here. Quite. Hello, Aaronville. Do you have a better feel of the city now? I do. Are the twins here? We saw a two-headed Mamulja on our way here. Another claimant in the right of succession, according to Aaronville. The food is amazing. A passing Mamulja let us try a fruit called Cherry Moya. Cherry Moya? Cherry Moya? Cherry Moya. It was sublime. Oh, is that from the opening cutscene? That was a pass. That was dropped on our head. There are so many narrow, winding streets, but even if you get lost, all you have to do is keep heading up and you'll arrive at the palace eventually. All right. And be gone, crowd. Made it. Good. Then we're all here. Still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted... Oh, colibri. It's like a chicken bird thing. If I remember correctly. The contest won't wait for us forever. All right. Was quite the introduction. Oh, I could ask Namika. Namika? So it could be something afterwards. I don't know who that is. All right, let's keep this whole introductory section together. Yep, upon speaking to Aaronville, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It's recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these in entirely. That's totally fine. Let us do just that. All right then. Quest 5. The Rite of Succession. Aaronville has been waiting patiently for your arrival. I've acquainted the twins with the city as best I could in a short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably, something would catch their eye, spurring them to run down an alley to investigate. It was like herding a pair of unruly corals. Yeah, well. Yeah. I understand all too well. Surely it had the same effect on me. Right now. Right then. Now it is time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home and meet the allies I've chosen. Given how impulsive he is, though, there is no telling what we might be in for. Probably our first dungeon, maybe? Considering I've just been doing talking and walking for almost 2 hours. It's fine. A lot to establish and set up. I'm all for it. But... Ooh, are they fighting? Oh! 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 You know who that is.
Estinian? When did he get here?
More to the point, why is he here?
Oh, you know this man? Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunpurge to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
Oh, is that who sent him the letter? Ah.
So the one Estinian is crossing blades with.
That will do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter.
Spearman. Yep.
Know that you are the strongest I've fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul. If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that man there.
Hi.
I see you, warrior.
White mage, actually.
We had no idea you meant to visit Tural.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
He's too handsome, even though he's kind of dumb. He's so right. He's not even wrong. Damn it.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
I'm not sure I understand.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Okay.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
Very cute.
Oh. When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solanesh.
It's Erenville now, Don Servant.
Oh.
I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then. And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies. Ha! Old-tempered still. Yet as much as I'd enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the Rite is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once.
Oh boy.
Then I shall leave you to it. Good fortune, my friends.
Okay, see you later, Estinian. Ah.
The claimants are assembled. The first promise, Zorolja.
His headset is like his headpiece looks awesome. His headset.
The second promise, Gona. The third promise, Uklamat. And lastly, The chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja.
Rude.
You four will compete in the Rite of Succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away, and it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliyollal is young, and so I look to the always for inspiration. The Rite of Succession, the means by which the Autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest, but the Tuliyollal I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamulja at all. So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
Now you have us to compete against. Though it seems the one head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
Our brother was in Shock Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral. Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
Okay.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself. To triumph in the Rite of Succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yogg-Tural and find the City of Gold.
Oh, that's all. Okay.
If I may, Father.
Speak, Kona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
I offer us proof, my unbroken word, for I have seen it with my own four eyes.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliyollal. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions, and we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City. I mean to have you do the same, but in order to achieve victory proper, you need to break the seal I put in place.
Oh.
Bring them.
Hmm. Okay. Ah.
The Tuliyollal Saga.
Yep.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth. Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
It's kind of cool.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself, giving you a proper challenge. You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both, but I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
A waste of time. Just name Bakunja as successor and be done with it.
Yeesh.
The rite of succession begins now. I'll be watching your progress with great interest. And Clemens, remember to collect your tablets before you leave.
No.
You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Cryle Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my orders some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf.
I have a feeling the other head's gonna wake up.
Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
No, not at this time.
Aw.
I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the rite of succession.
Oh.
But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help the Mage win.
Very well, Dawn Servant.
Oh, determined, Kryl.
On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your golden city. Thank you for hearing my petition.
The other head didn't say anything. It was... Trot, 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 trot.
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galov.
Ah. What a tease. What a tease. Oh my god, people.
Too late to change your mind now,
Yeah.
I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this?
Yes.
Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm. Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil. If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
Thank you, best boy. I want to see where this journey leads, even. I made my decision, and I mean to see it through. Yes. Decisive. Obviously can't say no. You stop playing the expansion.
Is that so?
No.
I will speak no more of it then. As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
And Jakul hasn't talked yet.
Here they come! It's Saralja! Such a fearsome mien. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliyollal's mightiest warrior.
I mixed up their names. My bad.
First promise, our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please!
Saralja.
Yeah, Zoral. Is Serel the one behind him? Yep.
Take heart, tiller of the soil. The Resilion son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
Oh, he has an onion knight. Okay, I get it. Okay.
Soralja, the first promise and commander of the Landsguard. Soralja, the Palaceer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Soralja is indeed the natural child of Gurul Jaja.
Yeah.
And Resilient Son, is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion, common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children.
Oh.
Yet Soralja was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
Oh, that's why he's blue, but like the tan body one, the brown ones. Okay. Interesting.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
Alize, you're 17.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists. This puts him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace. You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Soralja, the warmonger.
Oh, the plot thickens. I see.
Cryon, are you all right?
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Zoralja's ambitions.
Oh.
Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Second promise, you must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier.
Oh.
The elders, they complain and complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new.
You have our wholehearted support. With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Forgive me, but the rite of succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me.
Plain spoken, as always.
That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
Yeah.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studium.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
In furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliyollal with every bright notion he learned of in Charlian. He is the hope of those who prize innovation. As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
Seems fine. Yep.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser claimants. Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant. That my kind should reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliyollal. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your deity.
Well said, brother.
The Mamulja have finally found peace in Tuliyollal. I pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
The chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
Yeah.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself. But one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn Servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Yeah.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
Yeah, they're clearing out.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, Third Promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Tuliyollal way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliyollal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies, it's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid.
Huh?
She's been like a mother to me my whole life.
Aw.
I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
I place our precious third promise into your care.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the rite of succession?
Of the Dawn's promise? I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Compared to the two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
Oof.
It's fine. More than anyone, I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better? Wuklamat. I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling. Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
Dork. So Kona, the second promise, is intent on developing his country by means of Charlian innovations. Given his background, I suppose it should come as no surprise. A two-headed claimant, Bakul Jaja, treats everyone around him as a lesser being. No doubt he tried to elevate the Mamulja above other races should he become Dom's servant. Unlike how the Garlean Empire afforded special status to pureblood Garleans. Yep. As you just witnessed, Wuklamat has no great army of supporters, not yet at least. I know not what drives Zarulja, but it engulfs him like an inferno. What? It's so dumb. Wuklamat? Well, so much for the brief reunion I had in mind. Papa is not one to waste time when he decides to act. It's freaking raining again. It's also nighttime. That's actually kind of cool that it's all that time passed in there. Neat. Used to it by now, of course, but others are often caught off guard. In any case, we should talk about how we're going to find the City of Gold. All we have to work with are the 7 tablets and their connection to the Tuliyollal Saga. Alphino, might I suggest, first comparing the tablets against the pillars. We could check for any discrepancies between them. Good idea. Let's go and take a look. Indeed. All the way down to the tablet pillars, as it were. Do swoop. Oh, it does stop your auto run. Okay. We're taking the shortcut. The one where you jump and take no fall damage, the shortcut. Always call my helmet. My legs. The preparation of intricately carved tablets for every claimant must have taken considerable effort and forethought. You should consider them weighty reminders that this contest is no light-hearted matter. At a glance, they seem much the same. Alize? I wasn't expecting events to progress that quickly, but I won't complain. The contest is the main reason we're here, after all. I won't give up until we find the Golden City for Wuklamat as well as myself. That's fine. Alphino? Thanks, everyone. Wuklamat the tablets, if you would. Of course. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Everyone has a tablet. Let's compare them to their respective pillars. Keep an eye out for even the smallest differences. In the rain again. It's rainy here on the coast. So which one do I get? Large board. Unless I'm missing something, the glyphs appear to be identical. Only difference being that the tablets have hollows where the keystones are to be fitted. So now that we've established that the scenes are the same, where do we go from here? The Dawn Servant said we are to retrace the path he walked in uniting Tural's peoples, and that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. And we have the answer here in front of us. Papa's path is all laid out in the Tuliyollal Saga. Quite. The events the glyphs portray, do we know the exact locations where they took place? If one is close, we could go there and search for an elector. That would confirm we're on the right track. We think the Lay of Reeds was in the nearby Hanu settlement. Papa took me there once. It was during festival season. The whole village was alive with good cheer. There's also the Lay of Gold. That one involved the Pelu village, which is about the same distance from here. Before going anywhere, we should ask around about the road ahead. A lot of talk as we toured the city about the storm we passed through at sea. Apparently it ravaged Yoktoral several days ago. Since our roads are not as well paved as the Orzias, they are more susceptible to damage from natural disasters. If you want to avoid wasting time taking a dead-end trail, I suggest we spend a few moments making inquiries. Perhaps. If it's information we need, music change, leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. And she's off. It'll be prudent to ensure we're prepared for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've arranged. Okay. Okay. Cue the jazz. Hello, Peshikwa. What a comfort to have our lodgings sorted in advance. Oh, do we have a freaking beach stilt house? Let's go. Well, they're actually called the stilt houses that are built on top of water. Wilclamont said she would bring the information to us. I wonder what she meant by that. Such lovely little cottages. And they're on the water. A water cottage? Yes. Welcome to Forarb Cabins. Aaronville. That's right. Reservation is under Wilclamont's name. If you don't mind, I'll leave my companions to you. I love the colors in this city, man. All the very vibrant dyes. It's kind of like the previous city, but it just has a different tonality to it, that's for sure. Certainly, sir. I'll go and track down the third promise once you've finished organizing your gear. You can meet us outside Zabolyevtye, the harbor restaurant. Greetings, visitors to Tuliyollal. Welcome to the Forarb Cabins. Are you ready? I'll show you to your rooms. Let's go. Water cottages. Oh, will you or will I? Oh. Oh, now we just have this unlocked so we can actually we have an in-room. I mean, we have to, yes. We're gonna check out the duds. It would be a little damp, considering. Damn, though. And now for the best part of Final Fantasy, let's just play some... Sorry. Doodle 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 doodle. Very cool. No... Okay. Oh no, everything's here. I thought I missed something. All the different things are here. We're good. Very neat. Very neat. Now, onward to... This quest is still going. This quest is still going. Await your companions and embark on the rite of succession. I guess. Good gracious. So this is all still part of the same quest chunk. First few quests before this were all pretty short, but hello, friends. Trust you to be the keenest to head out. Where are Arenville and Wooklamon, I wonder? Enter stage left. Oh. Hello. Oh, good. You're all here. Then with a nod. Who might your companions be? Seeing as you need information, I thought who better to get it from than the locals. These two hail from the villages we're thinking to visit. I wonder if we will go to both or only go to one. Curious. Give you credit for taking initiative at least. What do you mean at least? I'm honored that the third promise would seek my advice. I too am happy to answer your questions. Any encounter might be an opportunity to do business. Yeah, so these are the Pelu Pelu, which I guess they're just like dwarves. They're not... They're shorter than the other races, but taller than Lalafels, but they're also not children. They're just short peoples. Just short. Thank you both for your help. Before we begin, there will doubtless be other occasions where we need to act independently, so I brought these for the two of you. Link pearls, probably. I would assume. Indeed. What's this? Yep, it is called a link pearl, a gemstone harvested from a special shell. When linked together, they allow people to communicate across great distances, aka Final Fantasy cell phones. Is that so? What a handy thing to have. Although they're only the phone part, none of the other crap. Will be very useful in our travels. Speaking of which, I should go back to introducing my two new friends here. Even up close, the Hanu are remarkably similar to the Vanu, aside from those brilliant feathers, of course. Yep. Who should we speak to first, do you think? Is there a reason the Pelu Pelu all wear those masks? I don't know. What a stroke of luck to forge this connection to the palace. Maybe in the beginning of a profitable partnership. Also, again, like the trope of them being dwarves is... They're all about mercantile-orientated stuff, which technically is also very Lalafellan as well, considering Tataru and her grand endeavors, but... Please don't say anything. I'll gladly tell you what I know. The Tuliyollal Saga features a number of Tural's clans. Two of those, the Hanu Hanu and the Pelu Pelu, have settlements relatively close to the city, so I brought a representative of each. As I mentioned before, the Hanu are a cheerful people who love their festivals. They make their appearance in the Lay of Reeds, and their home village of Okhanu, Hanu, is located in Kozamauka. The other smaller fellow is of one of the Pelu, a clan of business-minded folk from Urkapacha. They appear in the Lay of Gold and craft all kinds of marvelous goods in Wachunpelo. Wachunpelo? Their village. Now, as for deciding which village to visit first, Why don't you put that adventurous instinct of yours to work for us? Pick our destination. Oh wow, upon completing this quest, the main scenario will branch into 2 quest paths. Accepting the quest from the helpful Hana will temporarily prevent you from accepting the quest from the approachable Pelu, and vice versa. So you do get to do both, but you do A, B, or BA. Okay. Just where you want to go first. Cool, but a little bit of delineation. The second quest path will become available from the respective NPC once you have completed a series of quests from the first path. Furthermore, the story elements and quest rewards will not be affected by your initial choice of path. Speak to the NPC you prefer and embark on the trail for the Rite of Succession. The Rite of Succession. Awesome. Well, if you're watching live, we're going to keep going, of course, but if you're watching on the higher quality YouTube archive, that'll do it. If you want to watch a whole bunch of other videos, I've got just a bajillion. Got Final Fantasy XIV playlist, did all of 7 Rebirth, did 7 Remake, did 16, did... I don't know. There's just so much if you want to watch me play through more RPG stuff. All the patch content for 14 for the previous 2 years should be up. Take your pick. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Woo! That's going to be way too fun. I'm going to totally fall off boss platforms, though. I'm totally falling off boss platforms with that one.